Then suddenly the ground to the left opened up, and I saw a devil rising up from hell. He had a square hat on his head that was pressed down over his forehead to his eyes. His face was covered with a pustular rash, as if he had a high fever. His eyes were fierce. His chest protruded misshapenly. He was belching smoke from his mouth as if he was a furnace. His groin was visibly on fire. Where his feet should have been, he had just ankles with bones but no flesh. His body gave off a rotten, filthy heat. When I saw him, I was terrified and shouted to him, "Stay where you are! But tell me, where are you from?" "I am from below," he answered in a rasping voice. "I live there in a community of 200 people. It is the single most important community of all. All of us there are emperors of emperors, kings of kings, dukes of dukes, and princes of princes. No one there is just an ordinary emperor, king, duke, or prince. We sit there on thrones above thrones and issue commands to the entire universe and beyond." "Are you aware," I asked him, "that your fantasy about ruling the world has made you insane?" "How can you say such a thing?" he replied. "This is exactly who we see we are, and our colleagues acknowledge it too." When I heard that, I no longer wanted to tell him, "You are insane," because his fantasy actually had driven him insane. Eventually I asked him, "The 200 of you there, how long are you going to keep up this boasting to each other?" "Forever," he said. Although those among us who torture anyone for denying their utter superiority do sink down, we are allowed to boast, but not to harm anyone.